Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Unlocked, the podcast that inspires you to create a successful and positive life and ultimately how to live the best version of yourself. Hosted by me, Ricky Locke, professional magician, speaker, trainer and devourer of Netflix. Welcome back everybody, I do hope you are well, keeping safe and staying positive. Firstly, a big thank you for everyone that took part in my competition last week to win the brand new notebook, the Clear Thinking Journal and my delicious tasty hamper. The competition has now ended and the winner will be announced today on social media. But don't worry if you didn't get a chance to take part, as you can actually now buy some merch from the show and grab your own copy of the official Unlocked Podcast Notebook. It is the perfect addition whilst listening to the podcast to record your thoughts, ideas and inspiration from the show. All you have to do is head to the show notes to grab your copy now. Well, this episode is a right laugh and I cannot wait for you to dive into this one. This man, Pete Cann, is an absolute gent and he is working wonders in the world right now, creating happiness and positivity with his laughter, and you will love this episode. Just to note, there is a mistake in this episode where you'll hear me stop the recording because my neighbour decided to get his chainsaw out. It's pretty funny, but I've kept it in because I think it just fits the theme of the episode, and I think you're really going to like this one. But anyway, this is a really awesome episode, and without further ado, enjoy the magic of Pete Cann. Hello everybody and welcome to this episode of Unlocked. Today I have a really exciting guest. I have a laughter yoga leader. Today joining me is the laughter man Pete Cann. Pete Cann is on a fun-filled mission to bring the positive benefits of laughter to the world. Since discovering laughter yoga, company owner Pete has transformed his business and family life, and he now wants to share his infectious secrets and get the planet laughing along with him. Welcome to the show, Pete. How are you?
I'm really good, mate. I am really good. Thank you, Ricky, for getting me on. And I'm looking forward to sharing my story with you.
Yes, me too. We met just literally a few months ago now. It seems like yesterday, but it seems so far ago as well. But I'm really looking forward to this because I instantly connected with you because I'd never even heard of what is a laughter yoga leader before. And we were collaborating on a project for KindFest USA, and I saw that you were one of the activity facilitators. So for everybody, KindFest USA was organized last year in December by Be the Ripple and Cognitize, and I was one of the magicians there who was performing at the tables. And I looked at the other activity facilitators and there was a laughter yoga leader. And I looked at the picture and there's this fantastic image of this smiley man with this big bright red hat. And I thought, I need to connect with this guy. So we got in touch on LinkedIn and we set up a Zoom and had a lovely chat. But I know a little bit about what you do, but I don't think my listeners may. So Pete, what is it that you do? Who are you? What do you do?
Who am I? What do I do? So yeah, you're right, Ricky. I am a laughter yoga leader. I mean, do you want me to go back a bit further before I was a laughter yoga leader, or how far?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, let's tell us your story. How did you get into it?
Well, fantastic. So basically, I was born in 1976. We won't go that far back. So I run a business. I run a chef agency in the UK, and basically, it was a busy chef agency. Sorry, I was stumbling completely on my words there for a second, mate. I really did. So it was a busy chef agency, and I basically discovered laughter yoga sort of in 2016 when I was walking through an arboretum in Woymad Festival. I was walking through the arboretum and I heard laughter, and I thought to myself, look, what's going on? Yeah, there's laughter. There must be a comedian or something. So as I walked around the corner, there's like 100 people just lying on the floor, just laughing for no reason. Well, I thought for no reason at the time. And basically, I looked and there was a sign saying laughter yoga daily at 11:30. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to have a go at this because I like to laugh anyway. And so I went back and saw my wife and Chloe and the kids. And I said to them, Dad's going to go and do laughter yoga tomorrow. And they're like, off you go, Pete, go and enjoy yourself. So anyway, the lying down bit was like the end of the whole session. So we do lots of different laughing exercises. So it was like breathing exercises and lots of childlike play. And then we lay down and I just couldn't stop laughing. And when I thought I'd stopped laughing, someone sniggered next to me and chuckled to the other side. And this wave just went and I started laughing again. And there's like a grounding meditation at the end, sort of brings you back to the room, so to speak, or the field as it was. And I just sat up and I was just sort of completely clean in my mind, and I was completely relaxed, and it was just like an out of body experience. That's a bit too much, but I'd not felt like that for a long time, basically. And I just thought to myself, wow, I can't believe that laughter's got this much power to do this to the human body. And why did I not know about this before? So that was 2016. And sort of fast forward, sort of dived in a little bit more in 2018. In 2019, I actually decided that I wanted to learn how to run sessions, because people I was doing a few bits and bobs with friends, and I got invited to do this job. And I was just like, okay, cool, let's go do the job. How many people? 150. Yeah, all right, no worries, I'll do that. Rang up this laughter yoga lady that I knew, and I said, look, what do you think I should do? She's like, go and learn how to do it properly. And I was like, okay, I will. I'll go and learn. And spent the weekend learning 2 days, literally, of laughter. Amazing. What a great experience. But what I was doing, I suppose, Ricky, at that point was I was working in the chef agency. I was running a business, as well as starting to laugh, and then realizing actually I really enjoy this laughter. And I was keeping getting pulled back to the business because it needed my support, which is fair enough. 11 years of business, it's a busy business. It needs that little tweaking, etc. But the red hat was still sat over on the right hand side, and I kept getting pulled over. I started doing a few corporate gigs, and then lockdown hit, and that was actually a defining moment for my journey, because actually hospitality shut in the UK, as you know, obviously being in the wedding industry as well. And it hit a lot of people hard, and so for me personally, it I lost 80% of my business, basically. But I had laughter, so I started laughing on a daily basis, which I was anyway. But I started laughing 4 times a day. I started laughing, and for a reason, just to keep my energy levels up, keep my mind in a good place, because otherwise I would have gone into a dark place. And as it started growing, that was April, basically, last year. By May, June, I had my first paid gig doing a Zoom laughter session. And then now, at Christmas, I was doing 5 gigs a week, basically. I've got 4 gigs this week, because people all of a sudden are going, we need something for the well-being of our staff, our
morale and everything. Yeah.
That's quite a long story, mate, wasn't it?
No, it's good. That's good. Yeah, really good. Yeah, I think it's fascinating, because as I said, I'd never even heard of it before. It turns out that I actually know someone in my circle that used to be a laughter yoga leader. I'm not sure if she still does it anymore, but Bev, who I talk about on this podcast quite a lot, she used to do that as well. But I just love the idea of it, that it's something different. But when I first did a little laughter experience with you, the one thing it did for me was, like you just said, it made me feel so calm and relaxed. And I think I've read a book recently, which is How to Be a Well-Being by Andy Cope. And it's really, really funny. He talks in this idea about going to do a project at school. During the break, everybody goes outside. Hang on, Pete, one second. Can you hear the bloody chainsaw?
No.
Oh, okay, no. Right. For some reason, my bloody window is not soundproof. Anyway, I'll start this bit again. I'll edit this bit out. So, Pete, the reason I loved discovering you was because hang on. It's bloody 20 past 4. Who's got a chainsaw out 20 past 4? I'm going to start this bit again. Here we go. All right, here we go then. Pete, the reason I absolutely love what you did is because I experienced your laughter session with you, and I walked away from the session feeling absolutely amazing. I felt calm, I felt reflective, and I just had this pressure kind of lifted off my shoulders, and I'd never experienced anything like that before. And I've got to say, as I went into the experience, I did think, what on earth, am I doing here? Because I think as adults, we kind of lost that innocence, haven't we, as being children? And just as a reference here, the great book, The Art of Being a Well-Being by Andy Cope, he talks about this idea that he did a project in school, and then during the break, he watched as all the kids went outside and played. And then he followed the adults into the staff room, and they just sat there talking about the kids and having a cup of tea with their custard creams and stuff. And it's very boring. And as he was watching out there, these children were having this wonderful time. And then as the bell went, they all kind of formed into adults again, regimented line, getting ready to come back in. So he mixed it up and said, right, tomorrow, the kids can go into the staff room and the adults have to go play outside during the break. And the adults went outside the next day and they didn't know what to do. They just stood there. the kids were having a whale of a time, being in the staff room, cups of tea, playing with tea bags, playing in the handbags and all different things of all of the teachers. And all the teachers were standing out there going, I don't know what to do, And that to me really resonates with what you do, Pete, because you, for me, exposed a bit of my childlike innocence that I'd lost. I just felt wonderful, laughing and having such a wonderful time, forgetting about the world and just enjoying a moment of nonsense. And that is, I think, what more of the world needs. The benefits I think it did for me was insane. It was fantastic. But you must get asked this quite a lot, I guess, when you go into bookings and stuff. But what are the benefits of having laughter yoga?
I mean, there's none, mate, to be fair.
There's
no benefits of laughter. No. Like the benefits, I suppose, obviously there's loads of benefits. It ultimately releases endorphins, which are your happy cells. So that makes you feel good. That makes you feel childlike. That's the spike of endorphins that you were getting into your mind. Ultimately, when you get that release of endorphins, it also reduces stress and anxiety.
Yeah.
Which ultimately there's a lot of that going around at the moment as well. Yeah. And so naturally, when you're laughing, you can't feel stressed or anxious. And actually you get that spike and then it just relaxes and that stress and anxiety just it curbs it, I suppose, or quashes it for a while. It can last up to 24 hours if you get a really good session. And if you're laughing daily, that's just constant then, isn't it? So that's a really big one. And I just want to touch on so if some of the listeners are maybe do like struggle a little bit with anxiety, because it's a bit of a crazy one, really. Anxiety. There's somebody that comes to my laughter clubs regularly, literally 2 or 3 times a day. She'll try and tap into what I'm doing, and she suffers anxiety massively. But she says, when I get your little dose, it just really just keeps me just on a level. And it means that she can do what she does, and that to me means loads. I just think, wow, it's just a service. It also connects us. It connects us at a deeper level. So Ricky, we like connected briefly before Kindfest. Now I might have done a little bit of laughter, very tiny bit of laughter before Kindfest, just because I always like to do a little laugh when I meet people. Kindfest, you jumped onto my virtual table.
Next to each other, weren't we?
Yeah. No one in our room. So you came into my room, and I came into it. Obviously, saw a magic trick as well. So we swapped that. But you came, and then I did a little bit more of the session. Now, that was a bit, but I felt then straight away we had this connection.
Yeah.
Through laughter, a deeper connection, and I feel like it's. But then when we had the laughter session, when you came onto the Laughter Live, and that was Laughter Live at 5. Now I'm doing Laughter Stream at 9:15. I've moved it to the morning.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm aiming to do. I just want like people, especially now with lockdown. I don't know when this is going out, but it's at 9:15 in the morning, and it's just a little plug. I laugh live on my LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook channels, basically, and it's for 10 minutes, and I invite people along to laugh with me for 10 minutes, but people can watch, and the feedback that I'm getting is amazing. It's just like, well, why would you not want to start the day feeling like this? And PE with Joe is fantastic what he did there, creating this movement, and that's one of my things. I want to bring laughter to 1 million people this year, by the end of this year.
Yeah.
So that's going off a tangent without being, so that benefit. And also it's a cardio workout. So you do feel out of breath. I'm sure you felt out of breath a little bit when you did the laughter.
Yeah. I felt like I was ready for a sleep, actually. I felt so relaxed.
Exactly. And then to obviously, because it's a cardio workout, that also strengthens your immune system, which is obviously really good as well. So those are the 5 key benefits. But then you've got all the other stuff, the productivity, the creativity that comes, just being childlike, just being, it's just really good. But it's really hard. You go talk about the childlike bit a second, because I just want to tap onto that. The fact that when we're adults, we get to a certain age and we stop being childlike because we get all the pressures of just being an adult. I've got to be an adult now. I've got to pay bills. I've got to get a mortgage. I've got to whatever. But actually, children laugh 200 to 300 times a day, and they're happy. And you see them out in the playground. And if you live near a school, or you walk past a school and you hear them at playtime, it's crazy. Basically, the sounds that you hear. Now, you don't really see that in adulthood. But if you came to a laughter yoga session, that's what I get people doing. We're just making all this laughing noises, and it's I tell you what, it's wacky, man. You look at it from the outside and you think, what is going on? But actually, the benefits completely outweigh that feeling, and that's the bit I'm championing, mate. Really, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's a wonderful thing to do, and especially with the time that we are recording this episode, it's the 5th of January, which is the day after in the UK a national lockdown. So I think there's plenty of people out there that need a little bit of a chuckle, a bit of a laugh to help their own well-being, because there'll be plenty of businesses out there worrying about the next couple of months. And I think it's absolutely wonderful. And I think, as Pete said, I actually took part at what was the laughter at 5. It's now laughter stream at 9:15. Is that right? I love that. It's a lovely little tongue twister. Well, we'll talk about that in a second. So we'll try and get some people on for you. But I absolutely loved it, and I was standing there. The giggle phone is one of my favorites, which we'll talk about later on. But it's just this idea of going into something, and you create a really powerful experience for me. And throughout this season, in season 2 of my podcast, I really want to talk about talking to a wonderful human being. So that's you, Pete. So thank you for joining me on this. And secondly, is about creating this wonderful experience. In 2021, when we're now thinking about what the future is going to be, I truly believe that we have to create a really powerful experience. What you said a minute ago reminded me of the classic phrase that I say on every single bloody episode, which is the Maya Angelou phrase: people won't remember what you said, they won't remember what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. And it's almost like godlike, isn't it? Like superpower, the power that you have, Pete, to make them feel wonderful again, and to just take them away from, like you said, bills, mortgages, and just the daily struggles of life. But Pete, I'd love to ask you, how do you think we can create an experience for our customers or for people in 2021? What would you say that would be?
I think to create, like you say, the way we make people feel, I think it's really, really important. So ultimately, quite similar, Ricky, and what we did. Obviously, being a magician, you're creating like awe, I think, is what and intrigue. So I think as part of maybe the journey, and it's interesting because I was listening to something earlier about this, and creating, like, sort of over delivering what you say you're going to do. So I've got a bit of a mission this year, that because one of my over delivering is definitely one, and basically maybe sending a little something, and we spoke about this, about the chocolate, and one of my exercises is called giggle cream, basically. So I'll just quickly do it now, listeners. So you got to imagine you're squirting some hand cream on your hand. Yeah. So when you squirt it, it's not hand cream, it's actually giggle cream. And then what you're going to do, you're just going to rub the giggles into your arms. So we get the hand cream, Ricky. So you got to follow me, mate.
Yeah, okay. Want to do this with you? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we go, and then we rub the giggles. And that's called giggle cream. And look, I can see in your face already you've lit up, and and which is amazing. And I just thought, actually, it'd be quite cool to get like a little giggle cream refillable soap container thing, that because ultimately you can have a giggle in the shower when you're in the morning. So if you've got your giggle cream, you just go boom, 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 and then you see that, hopefully it will prompt you. So again, it's just and I think that would be a nice experience for a customer.
I just thought there of an idea there, maybe. I think I've talked about this before, the idea of using bonbons and bonjuros, the video email. You could do like a daily giggle, couldn't you? Like sign up on my newsletter for a daily giggle. And each day you send that email newsletter, and it's a daily giggle. Here's your daily giggle for Monday, the 4th of January, whatever. And it would just be a great way to brighten them up, I think. I love that. I love that idea. And I'm even imagining it now, seeing a product come in the post. I open it up, the envelope, and it's giggle cream. And then even think about it right now, I'm smiling. Could you imagine the smile of just seeing that and seeing your lovely shiny face, going, oh, it's giggle cream. Great. Here's a message from Pete, and right, let's put some on. And that's a really nice way, isn't it, to help people, like you said, with anxiety and worries, that if you're feeling a bit rubbish or a bit pants, get your giggle cream out. Simple. What a great way. I can see this, Pete. I can see you being on QVC with your range of giggle creams and giggle telephones and all sorts. I think it's a wonderful thing, mate. I think we definitely need to be having more laughter this year, especially for the year that we've had last year. I like that. That's good. Okay, cool. So Pete, tell me about then tell me a little bit more about the the laughter stream at 9:15. I obviously took part in laughter live at 5. Is this something that you can get people on, or is it just you talking to the camera? Tell me what that is, and how can people find out about that?
Yeah, sure. So basically, it's at 9:15 GMT. Okay, for anybody that's not in the UK listening to this. Yeah, so 9:15, and I stream it live, so it goes across, like I said, my LinkedIn profile. So if you want to find me, I know we can do this at the end anyway, but if you just look hashtag the Laughter Man, and you'll find me on all channels, and just come and find me, come and connect with me, because you'll just get a laugh by just being in my world. I'm sure you will. Otherwise, I'll be really bad at my job. But yeah, like I say, LinkedIn, and so at 9:15, basically it goes onto your screen, and then it's either just myself if I've not managed to get another person to join me for that day, or I will get one guest, and I do a session similar to we did. And I'm looking for someone for tomorrow, Ricky, if you're around at 9:15.
Oh, brilliant. I might be. Yeah, cool. Might be. Yeah, I might be able to help you out. Yeah. Give me a text. Yeah. Probably in my pajamas, but that'll be a good laugh, won't it? That's brilliant. Yeah. Okay, cool. So we'll obviously put some notes in the show notes as well. So when this podcast actually goes out, I take it, are you going to be planning to do this every day, every week?
Every day.
Every day. And is that just for this year?
So basically, the plan of action is every day until I've hit 1 million people. So what does that look like? What does that look like? As someone said earlier to me, like, how are you counting that? How are you counting 1 million people? And it's just like, well, I do actually track how many people I laugh with, new laughers every week, because it's a KPI of mine. So it's like, and how many minutes I laugh. And now between Christmas and New Year, like that time, there wasn't much going on, basically, because I was just switching off, chilling out. But
you mean you're not a laughter man like every second of the day? Totally know what you mean. Yeah, I get the same question, Pete. I do. Like, if you see me walking around Tesco's, I look miserable. But on social media, you see this happy, smiley person creating magic, and they're like, Ricky, you don't look like you do on social media. Well, that's because I'm buying my bloody sausages. You know, you don't want to talk to me, do you, in my pajamas? And Pete, this is absolutely true. I sometimes wear hats just to conceive. I have got a tier 4 haircut for all of the listeners that can't visually see me, but I do wear a hat so that I can try and be incognito. I think you saw me with a hat, didn't you, once on one of the sessions? Yeah. Not. By the way, that sounds totally arrogant. I am not a celebrity at all. I'm not like famous at all, but I do like my own time as well. So if I have my own time, I may not want to talk about magic. Sorry, but anyway, carry on. So you're going to carry on until you hit 1 million people. So I think for everybody, share this. If you've been listening to this podcast, please share this, and let's help Pete get to that 1 million. I think that is a wonderful, wonderful goal to go for, mate. Good luck.
Thank you, man. I've just got visions of you walking around a supermarket with a hat on, with sausages in your pajamas, as you said as well. I would wear a hat covering my eyes, mate, if I was wearing my pajamas in Sainsbury's, to be fair, mate.
That is true, yeah. It's a lovely image now that the listeners are now thinking of me, pajamas and a hat. There we go. Well, thank you for that, Pete. Appreciate that. So as we kind of wrap up the podcast, one of the questions that I've been asking in this season is about, obviously, the theme of the podcast is about helping people create success, but also to live the best version of their lives. And I think that now more than ever, we really need to start being better human beings, I think. So, Pete, what would you say for listeners of this podcast would be your tips for 2021?
Okay, so my first tip would be just show gratitude on a daily basis. Now, it can be for anything, but if you're grateful for, this morning the birds were chirping outside, and it was nice. It was nice to hear the birds chirping, because the roads are quieter at the moment, so therefore you can hear the birds maybe a bit more. But being grateful for that, being grateful for, like, I'm just offering great gratitude now. I'm grateful that we are in a lockdown right now, because I get to spend some time with my kids, a bit more time. They might not be grateful, but hey, that's another thing. To gratitude, showing gratitude to people. I think just being kind, guys, because we've been knocked for 6 through this whole pandemic, and it's interesting, actually. This morning I went for a run with I've got a guy, basically accountability buddy that I run with every week. Hey, we've both got to be there. And we were crossing roads really easy today because the roads are quieter. And actually someone let us out in front. Like usually they just drive, not knock us over, but they will keep driving, you know. And like today, like, and it's just like, right, humanity being kind again because we're in lockdown. And it's weird, isn't it? Because as soon as the lockdown starts lifting, I can see it, man. I can see it happening. Everyone's just going to get back on the treadmill, boom, 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 and we're going to be back to where we were. So I think, just be grateful and be, humane to each other and just be nice and ultimately, look after each other as well. If you've got someone that you can reach out to say, look, is everything all right? Especially sort of mental health. I think it's a really, I don't want to go into that subject too much, but a lot of people struggling out there at the moment, and it's important. It's important. And, that, I suppose that's with the laughter as well. For me, that's why if you are listening to this and you want to come and sort of just sit in the background, I'm not going to bring you up on screen to laugh, but if you want to sit there and giggle or just even watch, because I know it'll, I don't know, but I'm sure it'll bring a smile and it'll raise your mood. So, I welcome you.
Absolutely. I love that. I think you're absolutely right. It's definitely about kindness and gratitude. It's weird, isn't it, that we moan about the most mundane, stupid things. And I can't remember what book this was that I read recently, where it talks about winning the lottery to life. When you think about how, without getting into too much detail, about how we were conceived, and then how your parents were conceived and how their parents were conceived, one little wriggly sperm got through and you made it and you're alive. And every day that you are breathing and you're waking up, you've won the lottery. And everything else is just a bonus. We are here alive. And I think that whilst it is so difficult, we have got lots of people losing loved ones. So waking up every day, that's what we should be grateful for, shouldn't we? Anything else is a bonus. Love that, Pete. How can people find you? How do we get in touch? What's coming up? Have we got anything exciting to share? How do people find out more about the Laughter Man?
Okay, so the best, like I say, the best is just to use the hashtag the Laughter Man. Okay, so it's Pete Cann, the Laughter Man. And I'm on all social channels. So that's probably the best place. Get involved with the laughter. There is something, a couple of bits that I've got coming up this year. I am looking at building out some sort of laughter online platform that people can, come in and grab some laughter basically at any point they want. I think that's a good move this year to help get to that million basically. And the other there's something else very big that I'm not allowed to let out the bag, but let's just say it's very high profile, and it will basically help me get to that million viewers if lockdown doesn't mess it up, but we'll see. So I'm really excited. This year's going to be huge, Ricky, for me, and it's just like, and I'm just so happy to meet people like yourself who've got a good, kind heart and a good, open. I can tell. Like, I don't know how tall you are, and that was something you said to me.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how tall the small people are off Zoom.
I just like this is it, and you know what I mean. I've used that since. I've gone like, you just don't know how tall you are, like
Yeah.
Like,
how tall are you, Pete? How tall are you?
I'm 4'8".
4'8". Are you really 4'8"?
No.
I was going to say,
sorry,
like,
4'8".
No way. No, I think you're about 6'2". 6'2".
No.
Smaller or taller?
So are we going to play guess the height now? Are we? You're 6'2".
I'm 6'2". Yeah.
There you go, mate. So I'm shorter than you.
It'd be interesting, right? Because I think people, we've seen like digital faces. So when you see people in real life again, you get to see all the blemishes and all of the hair and all that out the orifices. You're like, are you Pete? Yeah. Are you Ricky? Yeah. Oh, hello. It's going to be so weird, isn't it, when you see people in person?
You know that, just like stroking each other's face. Yeah. You are real.
Yeah, this is not real. Yeah. Oh, well, Pete, look, thank you so much, mate, for coming on. I appreciate that. Taking the time out of your day to do this. I think you're an amazing human being, and what you are doing is such a wonderful thing, creating, a wonderful experience in people. You are making people feel like children again. You're making people feel innocent, and it's just fun. And I think that we need more people like yourself in the world. And I think that laughter is a great way to create success. So for everybody listening, I hope you enjoyed this episode with Pete. Pete, take care. Good luck for 2021, and I will see you very soon, hopefully.
Cheers, man.
Pete
Pete, thank you so much for a wonderful episode. The giggle cream has tickled me, and I loved chatting to you so much. So thank you so much for being a wonderful human being. Make sure you all head to the podcast notes to check out Pete's work. His laughter and positivity is just what we need right now. And don't forget, check out the podcast merch in the links in the show notes. As always, thank you for your continued support. And if this episode did bring a little chuckle to you, then please leave a little review on Apple Podcasts and let me know what you think. It really does help with the podcast. Take care, stay safe, and I will join you on the next episode of Unlocked.